Is there anything else? Oh, this is just the way you can buy batteries.
Right.
And it's always going to be orange.
With a size 13.
With a size 13.
So.
So that's a rotating kit, and that's the one I bought there. That's cheaper that way. It was at Sam's. I maybe you can get them at Costco now.
Yeah, you should be able to. Or at least people have told me you can.
Okay, and this is a button cleaning brush.
Right.
And you give me one when I got the deal.
Yeah, it just wasn't in there.
Yeah. So. And these are more little brushes.
Right. And this is a alcohol absorbent pad. What it does is just help clean off the hearing aid. So you know, if you worked outside quite a bit and you got a lot of dust and grud, or the best thing is women with hairspray. You know, hairspray will start building up on that plastic. Well, all this is an alcohol prep pad that you can actually clean off the plastic. It won't do any damage because I told you don't get the hearing aid wet because it can cause them. But alcohol, the prep pads it's a fast absorbent and drying agent, so it doesn't do any damage. It doesn't have enough time to seep down into the microphone and cause any damage. So if it ever gets really cruddy, you can just use an alcohol prep pad and clean it.
To clean the abutment or the unit itself?
The unit itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just don't want to do it every day because then the alcohol will start making that plastic weak.
Or are you just going to be doing the outside or everything you can touch?
Everything you can touch.
Oh, really?
Because it's a fast drying agent.
Oh,
so sometimes like people who sweat a lot and that moisture builds up will start corroding the battery contacts. Well, I can take that alcohol prep pad and clean that battery contact, and 9 out of 10 times I get it back to working because it's just getting that corrosion off of the battery contacts.
All right. That's good.
So we just don't tell everybody that.
I want to tell the world how good you are.
Well, but it's because, you know, they'll start using it every day and it will make the plastic weak. So I usually tell people, especially like my ladies who wear hairspray, to do it at least once a month, and that'll help keep that hairspray off and building up on that microphone.
Well, when you get to my age, you still got to start using hairspray.
Right, right. Or you just do like I do and pull everything back and you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Let's see, was there anything else? Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
The only thing I wanted to talk about for a second was my own particular sudden hearing loss. It happened to me right after Memorial Day, about 2 years ago.
Right.
And I just realized I couldn't hear here. And then I realized I didn't have any balance.
Right.
So I started going through this. I went immediately to the doctor, and he wasn't there. He was out that weekend, so I talked to the nurse to get a referral, so I went there. And they did MRIs and CT CAT scans and treated me for viruses and everything they could think of. It nothing worked.
Right.
And then my stability went off. I couldn't stand up. And then my psychological part of me crashed too.
Right.
And so I went through a real bad depression with it.
Right.
And I finally had to get professional help for that, to survive that. All seems funny now, but I don't know if that's I don't know if that's typical for other people or not.
I don't know. I do know that it puts a strain on people's lives. I mean, I do understand that sense, but as the emotional and psychological, I really never asked.
And then I got real weak, where I'd have to take a nap every day during the day. I couldn't make it through. I couldn't go through a normal work day without, have to lay down.
Right.
And then when I worked at the office, I'd have to lay down and take a nap before I drive home. Because otherwise, I couldn't stay awake.
You're allowed to do it.
I couldn't stay awake to get home. But for me, losing my hearing on one side and a balance on one side, it's not like losing half your hearing.
Right.
It's like losing about 60% of your hearing.
If not more.
If not more, right. It's 1 + 1 is more than 2. 2 ears has got greater hearing ability than 1 ear by itself, so you haven't lost half your ear.
Correct.
The biggest thing that affected me was that I don't have any sense of direction.
Right.
You can't tell what direction the sound is coming from. It's like people that are blind in one eye, they don't have any depth perception.
Right.
And it was like I had about 40% of my hearing with just 1 ear. When I added the BAHA, I got about 70% back.
Right.
So I can hear better, but it's still not 100%.
It will never be.
I still can't tell direction or anything. So
Well, one-on-one and in a quiet environment, can you tell direction more so than if you're in a noisy
Yes.
environment? Okay.
yeah, if you're in a noisy environment, everything comes together. And restaurants are hard.
Right.
Any place where it's real noisy is hard.
But there are
But-
things you can do to help that. Because we can't ever overcome it. I mean,
Okay.
you know, restaurants are going to be noisy. And like Chili's is a good example. When my husband and I go to Chili's, I struggle and I have normal hearing. It's just the acoustics of the room. But you as the consumer, what you can do is don't sit in the center of the room. Set off against something that, you know, in the corner
okay.
and in the wall. The other thing is if you are with a group of people, and we're going to say that's the restaurant, you need to put your back towards the restaurant. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have their sound coming directly to you. Whereas if you're sitting like this, facing your people, plus everything out in the restaurant, then you got everything coming at you.
Oh, okay. So if you can get it close to a wall, you're a lot better off.
Well, and then in this way, what you have is you have the sound coming directly from you, but there's nothing back there against those people's back. It's just strictly their voice. So, does it make it perfect? No. Is there anything that will ever make it perfect? Probably not, but it is something that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I searched the internet, I only found one person that didn't like the Baha, that sent it back or returned it, and he was a professional musician.
Yeah.
So, but everybody else seemed like they all liked it.
Good. Good.
Now then, once you lose sudden hearing on one side, everything goes. What percentage or what deal or what risk are we running to have that happen to both ears?
It can happen. I don't know what the odds are, but I know the doctors say if you start noticing any change over here, then to get in immediately. Because if it says a virus, then hopefully they can give you some type of medication to, you know, like a steroid or
Okay.
something to help prevent any loss of it. But not knowing what it is, you know, what made this one go away, that's why you don't want to jeopardize this, so get in immediately. And they've always said that, you know,
Oh,
any
they
doctor
have.
you talk to, you want to get, if you start noticing a change here,
You need
And
to
you're
get
being-
in and
as soon as
start
possible.
real quick.
And when you call, like when you call our office, you need to tell them, I only have one good ear. I've been instructed to get in as soon as possible. And 9 out of 10 times they'll tell you, we got to transfer you to the nurse, because then the nurse will work you in. But you need to
Okay.
let them know that you're only functioning with one good ear. Because otherwise, it may be 3 or 4
Right,
weeks
it's
before
not,
you get in.
you're saying then it's emergency or
Right.
you start.
Right. Because you only have one good ear.
I hope you enjoyed this video and that its information is something that you can use if you're affected by this thing or have a friend that is. If you'd like to call me for any personal, non-medical advice, but as a patient, you can reach me at 817-366-3041. That's my cell phone. And during the week, you can reach me direct at my desk at work, 817-529-6601. And of course, your primary source can be the Owens Ear Center in Dallas, Texas, in Fort Worth. Thank you.